Hey everyone, Jason here, digital marketing consultant, and in this video, you're going to learn how to properly structure your day for maximum productivity. And to help us do that, we're joined by fellow entrepreneur and accountability coach, Janis, who's going to walk you through how he structures his day and actually stays consistent with it. Timestamp table of contents in the description along with a link to his channel. Now, we've actually been masterminding for about 2 years now.
Over 2 years.
Weekly. So I'll let you introduce yourself a little more and talk about what you actually do.
Yeah. Hey guys, my name is Janis and I'm also an entrepreneur. So a couple of things that I mainly do in my business is I'm content creator and application developer. So those are a couple of things that I focus most of my time as it has most potential to scale. So I also do some productivity coaching as well as some client work on web development side because I have a team. As a team, we're developing a mobile application which is currently in beta mode. So we're currently testing it and just tweaking it to see how it works and how people consume it. And then as well, I spend a bit of a time in a gym, cooking my meals and that kind of stuff. So yeah, overall, I do different types of the things. But when people ask me, what do you do? I usually say I'm an application developer and content creator.
Yeah. So one of the things that we talk about a lot during our weekly meetings is productivity, right? Because out of all the different things that we do, we have some overlap, and obviously I'm not a developer, right? Is how to properly get the most out of your day and how to properly structure your day. So I guess walk us through what you do to actually structure your day to be successful and just get stuff done.
Yeah. So it's definitely important to have a structure in life because that allows you to really understand what do you do, how do you do it, and how you're gonna arrive at your destination. So a couple of things like overarching things that I do is number one is I theme my days. So I usually don't look at my planning on a daily basis. Yes, every day is structured, but when I do my planning, I look at weeks at least, because week is a complete cycle. Probably the things that you do on Mondays, you usually do on Mondays. So if you work out, you might be working out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're always gonna do that. If you have a client call on Wednesdays, you're always going to do that. So usually week is like a cycle that just gets repeated. So therefore, when I look at the planning and my structure, I always structure it on a weekly basis. So as I said, I do theme my week. And it starts with my most important things are done on Tuesday and Thursday. These are my content days. So I start my days with content writing. Then in afternoon, I focus on voice recordings. And then in the evening, I do descriptions and some other admin work. So that's for Tuesdays, Thursdays. Can I go back to the first one?
Yeah. They won't even know. Nobody will know.
My Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, I focus on other priorities, which is application development and client work. And then Saturdays, I spend the first part of the day I spend on strategic planning. This is a time when I really sit down and review my week. So I start my week with Saturday and I finish it with Friday evening. And then on Saturday morning, my first task is to go through how the week went, how my time blocks went, and whether I achieved my planned and intended goals. Then after that, I do a bit of admin work after I've done a strategic planning. So I would go through the stuff that team has submitted to me, which would be different types of voiceovers, graphic designs, and videos themselves. And then in afternoon, I usually schedule the shopping and then some light working slots. So I kind of take it a little bit easier on Saturday. And then Sunday, I spend first half of the day focusing on, again, content. But this is a little bit different from content creation. It's kind of a more keyword research, topic research, and writing outlines for my upcoming videos. And then second part of the day on Sunday is time off. Then I relax. Sometimes we go somewhere and explore. Yeah. So as we are now traveling around the world, then pretty much every Sunday is spent exploring somewhere. Yeah.
Doing something.
So yeah, and so that was the first thing. I make sure that I theme my days so that when I wake up, I'm always ready for those tasks. I have almost built like a routine where I don't have to like prepare for writing or prepare for something else, because once you continuously do something, it becomes like a habit and it becomes much easier. Because I know when I started to script my videos, I was really struggling, and it took me like it took me a day to write one script, and with the time, obviously I've done over 100 scripts at the moment, and I have now switched from 3 days to make 3 videos. I'm now doing 2 days, 4 videos, so just to show you that, you know, with the time you really improve. So if you start doing something and you feel like, oh, this is not really working, then you need to persist a little bit, and with the time you will improve. Now the second thing, that how I make sure that I structure my time, is I use time blocking, you know. You got to time block. If you want to make sure that you invest time in the right activities, you got to allocate the time for those activities. So time blocking helps a lot compared to if you only do to-do lists, because when you have a goals, then you can really link them together with your time blocks. And if I say, okay, I want to have a content, I want to have a client, then I'll allocate time to actually achieve those goals and say, okay, this is when I'm gonna write, this is when I'm gonna voice my script, and this is where I'm gonna animate them or gonna work with my team. So those two components are like overarching, you know, strategies that I use to really have the structure itself in my days.
So I guess there's 2 parts to the next 2 parts, which are the hard parts. With you have a perfect plan, but stuff happens, right?
So always.
Right. So you've got your perfect time blocks, you've got your perfect day, and then how do you deal with the inevitability of distractions that come up and try to derail you?
So for having a distractions, I have like a little strategy that I use. And of course, there is all these tips about don't check your email, don't do this, don't do that.
Don't check
but with the distractions, what I usually do, I have a like specific approach for it, and like a mini strategy that I use, and it's called side notes. So typically, even though I time block, there is still tasks that I have to complete. Obviously, tasks are never going away. Even if you time block, you don't just work on a time block. There are specific things that you need to get done.
Always grows.
That's actually the strategy for. So what happens is that the way I approach distractions is usually distractions is something that comes up that also needs to be done. So you have your list with the things that I have to do within my time blocks, and then whatever hits me throughout the day, I would literally have a specific place in my journal where I would put down all these things that come in. And because I put them down, I don't have to worry about them, Because what happens with a lot of times with the to-do lists is, you know, you would start your day, you have 4 tasks or 5 tasks, and you go through the first task and you get email, then you get that, and then you get to the midday, you got like 7 tasks, and then you got to to get to the second part of the day, you have your lunch, you sit down, you're like, I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I don't know how I'm gonna get this done. And this is because you're growing your own to-do list all the time, and this is happening. So the strategy that I use is called side notes. So anything that comes my way throughout the day, and if I wasn't planned it in the morning, I just put it on the side notes. Now, then I go through my list, then I feel satisfied if I complete my list, and then I look at my side notes. A couple of things that I do with the side notes, if it's something bigger, then I would reschedule it for upcoming days so I can deal with it depending on what activity it is. Sometimes it's just impulsive thought that pops in your mind and it feels like, oh, you need to do it, or oh, this is going to be groundbreaking idea and I need to research it, and you can get really off track by that. If you put the task on a side, if it was important, it will be important after your day. Usually what I find, what I thought was important through the day is not really important, so I just delete the task. Or if it's something small, I just get it done. Sometimes it's some admin work that I do at the end of the day, or sometimes it's something else. But make sure that, with the distractions is, have a place where you put those distractions and then you don't have to worry about it. It's same about, checking phone and checking email. Schedule time for that, because if you don't have a time for that, you will naturally be tempted to pick it up and have a look because you want to check it out. But if you know that there is a time slot where you're actually going to deal with your emails, there is no need for you to pop in and do this and do that, and just have that confidence and structure in your day to just move forward.
So I think the next part of that is that's awesome, just making sure that you plan it out and then you're eliminating things that are going to derail that plan. But then there's always that point where you wake up and you're tired, right? And you're just like, I want to sleep in a little more. Or it's halfway through the day and you go, it wouldn't be too bad if I just, I don't know, took the rest of the day off. So consistency, I think, is something that's so key but underrated as entrepreneurs and freelancers. So thank you so much for watching. Janis's link is in the description if you want to learn more about how to be more productive with time blocking and other time management techniques. So hit that subscribe button, like, and comment with whatever you're doing with structuring your day, and of course, if you use to-do lists or time blocking. And until the next, keep building the business you love.